What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Other Side of the Firewall podcast, where we talk about the latest and greatest of cybersecurity news, as well as we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who've made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams. As always, I'm joined by Shannon Tynes.
What's up? What's up? I'm like Cam Newton. I'm back.
Who has finally returned to the podcast.
That's right. Welcome.
And Levon Maynard.
Hey, welcome to the show.
There it is. So another action-packed week. So make sure you're tuning in Monday through Friday. We have an episode every single day. Monday and Tuesday are topics. Wednesday's discussion. Thursday is Ask SSP. And then Friday is everything else but cyber. So please like, share, subscribe. But without further ado, I give it to Shannon.
Nope.
I lied. I give it to Levon.
It's
a terrible morning, people.
From Shannon, real quick.
Who's producing this?
He's the producer. He's doing a terrible job this morning.
It's all good, though. It's all good. Let's Shannon ease back into the fold of things. So we got an article here today. This is from Bleeping Computer by Lawrence Abrams. This is IKEA's email system is hit by an ongoing cyber attack. And basically, right now, IKEA is battling an ongoing cyber attack where threat actors are targeting employees' internal phishing attacks using stolen reply chain emails. So this may sound familiar. This is kind of reminiscent of, I think, something we talked about last week regarding these FBI, DHS, where they had a kind of internal, somebody basically compromised one of their email accounts and was sending emails to their internal employees, internal workforce. Similar to IKEA here, they're getting emails from some of this threat actor that's basically sending emails from this account that looks legitimate, but obviously there's links or URLs in there that are actually directing people to download some malicious software. Looking in the article here, I believe the reference a couple of the files that it was directed to. It looks like it was basically it installs or it attaches a Excel file to the email, and we open it actually to enable the macros and download some files, some of these OCX files, which are later renamed to DLLs, and they're executed using the regserve command. And basically, it's like a malware payload that gets distributed to your machine. And obviously, these payloads can have Trojans, and they're saying that this software has been seen installing Qbot Trojans and possibly, I'm not sure if it's MLTs or MLTETs, based on virus total submission found by Bleeping Computer. So yeah, these are just like these are some known viruses that are getting distributed through these emails internally to IKEA. Basically, IKEA is trying to minimize the impact. They're actually enforcing some safeguards, basically quarantining any any emails that look suspicious, whether or not they come from like an internal account, and they're not allowing people to kind of like release those emails in case that they are actually compromised and that they will cause some damage. So looks like they're taking a step forward to try to safeguard their internal employees and their workforce, make sure this attack doesn't cause any more damage than it already has. And this kind of goes to show that just us being regular folks, when we get emails, even if they're from a legitimate address, just kind of like double check, make sure that there's nothing kind of crazy in there. You don't necessarily want to trust every email, even if it comes from a legitimate address. You can kind of like do a little bit of a spot check, especially if you see some misspellings, especially like broken English. If you see some URLs that look like they direct you to some site that's not related to the content that it's supposed to be regarding, so it's not like if you get an IKEA email, it doesn't take you to IKEA.com. It actually says like something like hackersareus.com or something like that. Not to click this link. If you just hover your cursor over the top of the link, it kind of normally reveals the contents, so it can help you safeguard that from that direction. But with that, I think it's a pretty good article. It's I got some good information, talk about the exploit and talk about how they responded to it and some of the safeguards and things like that. But I think it's a good that IKEA is kind of following up and letting people know about what's going on with their internal operations. But with that, Ryan, do you have some thoughts on this?
Yeah, just a couple, because like we did talk about last week, but I thought it was interesting to add to the chat because of how it keeps happening. So I want to say I was still home when it happened to Walmart, right? So Walmart was sending out emails that looked legitimate, and that's a huge corporation, right? So you have to think that people are getting a little bit more savvy, but not savvy enough where they won't suspect that the company itself is sending out bad emails. Um, Since then, like we talked about FBI and DHS, like that's pretty severe. And then it didn't even make sense. Like it didn't even seem like an attack. It just seemed more like a taunt. And they're still trying to figure out the ramifications of that one. But this one was like on the nose, like we're going to get you.
Right.
And again, this is a huge corporation, right? Like, so I don't shop IKEA too much. I think I have like one table or whatever. But if I saw email, I'd be like, like I bought a table from you like 6 years ago.
Right.
But if you're an avid IKEA shopper, this could definitely get you. So it's good on them for taking that as a serious cyber attack. I saw an article that they shut down their ability for their employees to send emails, just to kind of thin out the havoc. But it will definitely take a toll on them. Like I wonder how much money they're losing because they can't send out emails, right? Because a lot of their money is reoccurring business by hitting up people who just bought 1,000 piece table set. So it's definitely
They're trying
interesting.
to put it together.
Yeah, they're still trying to they're looking for directions, and here comes the email with some malicious software. So it definitely is interesting. I wonder if it'll become more like if they can get the government, you know what I mean, like branches of the federal government, and then get big businesses. Who can't they get? Is the question. And I really don't know how to protect yourself except for just really watching those links. But what do you got, Shannon?
So it's crazy, right? So I have been seeing stuff like this for a little while now, to where I will get emails that have the reply in front of it. And I'm like, I never sent anything to you, right? So automatically move the junk and then delete you, right? Like I've been seeing this for a few months now. I'm like, yeah,
Right.
nah, I already know the game on that. But something that seems like it would have stopped this, right? So like something we've talked about in the past, something that's out there it may cost IKEA a little bit of money, but it can cause them, it'll have them avoid the situation, is implementing PKI when it comes to their email, right? Throw some digital signatures on there, right? And then what do you got? You got non-repudiation, right? They wouldn't be able to do something like this because the sender would have to be verified on who it came from, right? So if you don't see a proper certificate, or you see a proper symbol or anything saying, hey, this person is legit, you know what I mean? Then it's one of those things where you don't trust it. But I so as I read through this, I was like I said, I've been seeing it for months, but I was like, yeah, mine is kind of the same way though, Ryan. Like I had one, it came from, I think it was Everlast. Like I haven't ordered boxing equipment in years, right? And I was like, I was like, I know I ain't sent you guys nothing recently. It's like the kid ain't boxed in a while. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it's been a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't for me. Move the junk, delete. You know what I mean? So
Right.
but yeah, no, it is good. Like you were saying though, Levon, it's good that IKEA like jumped on top of this, right? And was like, okay, let's do this here. And and here's the thing, they are losing money, right? Like it's a customer service based game when it comes to IKEA, right? They are selling, as I've heard. I've never purchased anything from IKEA myself, but as I've heard, their stuff is difficult to put together, and it might
Thousands
even,
of pieces.
yeah, it might even be in a different language. Like this ain't even in English. Like why is it Swedish? You know what I mean? Like what am I supposed to do with this? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, good on them though, right? Like they picked up on it, they did something about it. And again, like I've said it on the show, and we've had stories that allude to this in the past, right? It's the trust of your customer base, right? Like you got to keep it, the public trust. You got to keep that.
Yeah.
So if it
So
looks like you're
important.
doing the right thing, and you're taking care of it, getting ahead of the curve a little bit like you're supposed to, they'll come back to you. You know what I mean? But
Right.
yeah,
Right. Exactly.
it's good for them.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So be on the lookout for at least the next week or so, right? And then if you are an avid IKEA shopper, definitely check in with them to see if they fix their situation before you start to answer emails from them. But I'll go ahead and land this plane. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you, Levon. It's good to have Shannon back on the podcast.
That's right.
If you're not watching, if you're listening, not watching, he's dancing over here. Definitely tune in Monday through Friday. Hit that like, share, and subscribe, and all that good stuff. And hit up the website www.theothersideofthefirewall.com to get to our socials. You can hit me up personally. I'm at RY Security Guy. That's RY Security Guy in Levon.
Hit me up on the Twitters at Levon Maynard.
There it is. Stay safe. Stay secure.
Take care.